So you should be able to see this assignment. It was sent out as an announcement, and it was linked in the directions at the very top of Canvas in the e-learning folder, where it says daily directions, and then it is also down in the Unit 4 module as well. So however you found it, that's fine, but here's the directions for what to do with this. Okay, so the very first thing that you have to do is make sure that you have gone through the notes that I pushed out that you should have done earlier this week. That was about the who are we vocab. Okay, I made a video for that hopefully you watched the other day. Things that included like states and nation states and multinational states and ethnicity and nationalism and all of those terms I've explained on a previous video. So you're gonna have to make sure that you've gone through that, and the Arab-Israeli conflict presentation, okay, and that you've watched those 4 videos, okay? So if you have not done that yet, then you won't be able to complete this assignment for this week, okay? So make sure that you have gone through the vocab and the Arab-Israeli conflict presentation, okay? So you should have created a few things or copied those notes, but you should have several things in your Google folder from this week, and hopefully you will be working on this assignment on Friday. That way you won't have to work on it over the weekend, but it will be due by next Sunday, okay, like normal, because that's when our due dates are now, okay? But you have to make sure that you've gone through the notes and the Arab-Israeli presentation before you can even attempt this assignment, okay? Because the way this is going to work is that this is a tic-tac-toe board, okay? Either way you make a tic-tac-toe, you are going to have to go through the middle, okay? You have to use the middle one, which is the notes and the presentation, okay? So that's the only way that we can ensure that you have gone through those lessons, okay? So basically, this is up to you. There are 8 options for you to choose. You know how you make a tic-tac-toe is either like this, or maybe an X, or down through the middle, or across the side, okay? So any of those options is what you're gonna pick from, okay? But you have to include the middle one, okay? So basically, you're just choosing which ones you want to complete, okay? All of these blue links that you see in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of those blue links are links to step-by-step directions of the individual smaller assignments, okay? So let's say I choose to do this row, okay, or this part of the X, okay? So that means I would be completing number 1 and number 9 that I will have to make sure that I put in my Google folder, and that's what I will be grading for your minor grade this week, okay? So the photo analysis, I would click on that link right there, and it will open up the directions for you to choose one photo or video from this week's lessons, or the videos that we watched over the Arab-Israeli conflict. And you will have to create a photo analysis for that, okay? And there are step-by-step directions in there for that, okay? So let's say I did that part, and then I'm going to do number 9, which is the social media post. And down here, there are several different options. You could do a TikTok. I know you guys love TikToks, right? You could create an Instagram. Oh man, I spelled that wrong. You could create an Instagram post, or you can use Twitter, okay? You could create a tweet, okay? But you only have to choose one of those. You don't have to do all 3 of them, okay? But that's just an example for what you could do if I chose number 1 and 9, okay? Let's say that I didn't want to do that. Maybe I wanted to do the vocabulary word map and a current event, okay? So I would start with looking at the directions for the vocabulary word map, okay? And I would make a copy of that into my folder, and figure out which term I would want to break down, and I would complete that, and then I would move on to number 8, which is where you would find a current event through any of the websites that I've provided there in those directions. If you click on that blue link there, you can see the directions. There are multiple websites that you can choose to find a current event that relates to something that we've talked about this week. Okay, so maybe the conflict, the Arab-Israeli conflict, or any of the terms that we learned about earlier this week. Okay. So really, you are just choosing any way of the tic-tac-toe that you want to create. Okay, so there's a lot of freedom here. So if you want to go through and choose which ones of these you think would be easiest or which ones you would enjoy the most, then go for it. Okay, this is up to you, but you do have to create a tic-tac-toe. So either the diagonal or the cross up or the cross side to side. Okay. So you choose and make sure that you do those 2 assignments and put them in your Google folder, because I will grade those and that will be your grade for this week. I have to know that you've gone through the lessons this week, since we're not sitting in class face to face together. Okay, so this is how I'm going to know that you have gone through the lessons for this week and that you understand what's going on. Okay, please don't wait until the end of the week or until next weekend to ask me questions. Okay, if you are confused about any of the content this week, please let me know early and I'll help you out. Okay, so make sure that this is in your folder by next Sunday, March 29th.